Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Thursday, the 15th of February, comes to you from London. And we start, as always, by looking at the dollar falling again this morning, just pushing lower. The low that we saw a couple of weeks ago now coming under pressure again. Downside target of some 1.3% lower, with all the charts turning bearish. So definitely a weaker dollar. Euro looking stronger, testing that high we saw a couple of weeks ago. So looking strong, but just a shortage. I did tweet this yesterday. Just a shortage of upside targets, making it quite hard to read. Dollar heading lower against the yen. The 106 target met. So we don't have any clear short-term targets from here, but quite a few downside targets on the medium and long-term charts. It's just now clearly bearish there. Sterling heading higher against the dollar again today, so we're hitting this 140 level, so that's looking stronger, but that's mainly dollar weakness. Against the euro, we're still in bearish mode, not quite activating this downside target of 107 on the euro. Against the Swiss franc, we're seeing downside targets here for sterling, so looking weaker there. And against the Australian dollar, also just weaker there below the cloud. Bitcoin rising strongly this morning, up another 6.5%. Got through 9,000 and now really running again. Really finding support there in the medium-term chart. The S&P 500 index looking much stronger, having bounced really clearly on the cloud there. And the Nasdaq the Nasdaq 100, much the same. The Dow also similar, and the Russell 2000 recovering as well. So US markets looking much better, and the futures up 0.7%. So it looks like that run is going to continue. FTSE 100 is looking stronger this morning, but its recovery point is quite a long way below the cloud, and we're still not bullish on the short-term chart, whereas on the other US charts we are. The FTSE 250 prices just getting above the cloud, just crawling off the bottom, and the DAX looking stronger as well, but not quite through on the cloud there either. The Nikkei turning, but this move below the cloud on the medium term is a bit worrying there for Japan, and the Hang Seng has actually bounced quite nicely on the cloud. Shanghai closed today, and then the Sensex index is bouncing on the cloud. Looking at the Australian index, looks like it's finding support on the cloud, and we do have quite a lot of upside targets. So the Australian market looking a bit better there. Brent crude recovering and into bearish and bullish territory this morning. First time in some weeks that we've actually come back above the cloud, so looking a little bit better there. And WTI much the same picture. US Natgas falling lower, testing 155 with targets to 151. 251, 255 and 253, so falling lower there. Gold really jumped yesterday, just ran up nearly 1.5%. Now sitting at 1354. This 1360 level really critical. If we can get above 1370, we really do then make 3-year highs. We take out that 2016 high, and we start to see prices really moving. Silver, similar position, just jumping above the cloud. The chart's just starting to turn bullish for silver, so looking better there too. US 10-year yields now touching 2.92%. So this ascent to 3% is now really underway, and it does look like we'll get there. We've got targets to 3.1% on the long-term chart, and even 4.1, so looking bullish there. Apple had a strong recovery yesterday, not quite back above the cloud yet, but looking a lot better than it has done. Google also rebounding quite nicely on the cloud. Amazon bullish on all three charts, the real star amongst the tech majors. Facebook just struggling short-term, but is finding medium-term support on the cloud. And Microsoft running up the hill and back above the cloud short-term as well. Nvidia also just moving higher there, has had an amazing run. And just looking at the South African rand, we're seeing the dollar sinking lower there. The political news in South Africa just making the rand jump. Remember, this is dollar weakness, rand strength. So we're seeing that now at 1166. That's the highest the rand's been for several years. So that's quite good news for South Africa. But US dollar weakness still prevails. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.